Hey there everyone, I'm Fox 10 News meteorologist Jennifer Lambers, and we are tracking Tropical Storm Francine. Now, we did just get a new advisory update from the National Hurricane Center. Actually came a little early, but no major changes to Francine at this time. Those sustained winds still 65 miles per hour, so holding on to that tropical storm strength. Just a reminder, it has to get over 74 miles per hour for it to be considered that Category 1 hurricane with those sustained winds. One of the changes that I did notice so far is that it did pick up a little bit of speed at this advisory update, now tracking northeast at 9 miles per hour. Just a reminder, at that 7 a.m. advisory update, it was at 5 miles per hour. At 10 a.m. it bumped up to 8, and now picking up even more speed at 9. Now, that forecast path for Francine, no major changes to this. We did notice some of those very light ticks towards the east for that track, but it is still expected to be that Category 1 hurricane strength at landfall. That was one big change that came out at 10 a.m. as at the National Hurricane Center dropped off that Category 2 strength, instead have it as a Category 1 hurricane at landfall in central coastal Louisiana, and continuing to track through Mississippi before becoming a remnant low in Tennessee later on at the end of the week. Now, despite that landfall being further towards the west from us, we will still feel those impacts here locally. And so at 10 a.m., we were impacted by having that tropical storm watch issued. Now, this is for Mobile, Baldwin counties, Mobile Bay, and also George County, Mississippi. What this means is due to that slight shift towards the east, we're going to be feeling more of those impacts here locally, and that includes tropical storm force winds, heavy rainfall, storm surge, and isolated tornado risk. And so because of this, that is why we have that tropical storm watch in place. And so let's go ahead and time that out on our Futurecast. Starting off for this afternoon, coastal showers possible. Highest chances for any of that rain this afternoon is going to be right along or on the south side of I-10 in Mobile, Baldwin counties, Jackson County, Mississippi, Escambia County, Florida, and even the coastal areas closer towards Santa Rosa and Okaloosa counties. Later on this evening, we'll notice more of that rain beginning to push further inland. And regardless of where you are today, it's going to be gray and gloomy, looking like it could rain at any point. But those rain chances really don't start to ramp up until tomorrow for everywhere. So a soggy start to begin the day. Notice more of those rain chances ramping up by late morning into early afternoon. Moderate to heavy rainfall. That's why some of that isolated flooding will be a concern beginning tomorrow, continuing into Thursday morning. And we've already had some of those schools across the Gulf Coast cancel. We figured that that would be something that we could see once that tropical storm watch was issued. Just stay updated with fox10tv.com for all of the updated closures. We also send those push alert notifications to your phones using the Fox 10 app, and you can stay updated with the forecast by having that Fox 10 weather app. Here's a look at more of those rain bands pushing through heading into tomorrow night. That's really when our highest tornado threat will also be possible with some of those rain bands. Mainly Thursday afternoon, Thursday evening, heading into overnight to begin your Friday will be when the highest potential is in the best environment for any of that tornado development. Now, the rip current risks, they are moderate today, bumping up to high tomorrow, Thursday and Friday, expecting our Gulf waters to close, either heading further on into today or tomorrow. And then the local impacts here. This is really just breaking down what we're expecting here locally. And so that's going to be the higher rain chances beginning tonight, continuing into tomorrow and Thursday. Those high rip current risks, we're going to be dealing with some of that deadly rip current risk and that rough surf at our local beaches. That moderate coastal flooding, storm surge amounts possible up to 2 to 4 feet. If you typically take the causeway for your commute across Mobile Bay, you could possibly see some closures there, especially heading into Thursday morning. So make sure you leave the house early. And also those isolated tornadoes possible. As mentioned, best chances to see some of those. Really the best environment will be tomorrow afternoon for your Wednesday, continuing into the evening and the overnight hours. So again, we're just keeping a close eye on your forecast. Just make sure you stay updated with us. Looking at your full 7-day forecast, that storm tracker alert is in place for Wednesday and Thursday. Higher rain chances coming into play, especially tomorrow afternoon. Just make sure that you're driving carefully out there. And also make sure you download the Fox 10 weather app. That way you're staying updated with the forecast. Behind Francine, we start to see improving conditions, but we are expecting Francine to become that hurricane later on this afternoon and this evening. We'll continue to send you all of those push alert notifications with everything you need to know on air, online, and using our Fox 10 Gulf stream. Just make sure you have all those alerts in place and make sure you have an updated way to get those warnings. Again, although it is making landfall in Louisiana, we will still feel the impacts here locally. It's best to be prepared. Be ready for the rain, possibly some of those tropical storm force winds, lower tier possible, and that isolated tornado threat. Again, we'll keep you updated.